Famous people and celebrities who passed away in 1970 in the United States. Before we proceed, please subscribe to our channel to support us. Hal March. He was born in April 1920 and he died in January 1970. His age was 49 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was lung cancer. Hal March was an American comedian, actor, and television quiz show MC. March entered show business as a straight man in the vaudeville act The Hollywood Rioteers before serving in the United States Army beginning in 1941. He began his career in broadcasting as an announcer at station KYA in San Francisco. From 1944 through 1948, he teamed with comedy partner Bob Sweeney in the Bob Sweeney Hal March Show on CBS Radio. He also appeared in The Adventures of Sam Spade, which ran on CBS from 1946 to 1949. March co-starred as Harry Mogen on The George Burns and Gracie Allen Show on the NBC and CBS radio networks from the mid-1940s until 1950. When the show switched to television that year, he continued in the role until the middle of the season in 1951. During the next few seasons, he appeared occasionally in various guest roles on the show. March and Mary Jane Croft co-starred in Too Many Cooks, a summer replacement program on CBS Radio in 1950. The comedy centered on Douglas and Carrie Cook and their 10 children. Lawrence Gray. He was born in July 1898 and he died in February 1970. His age was 71 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. Lawrence Gray was a silent and early sound film actor known for appearing in romantic musicals during the Hollywood's transition to talking pictures. He served during the First World War in the United States Navy and became an ensign. After the war, he was production manager at the Lasky Studios, but later became an extra in crowd scenes and such, and liking the work, decided on a film career. He appeared in over 40 films between 1925 and 1936, although many were B movies. In 1930, he starred in the Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer film musical Children of Pleasure alongside Wayne Gibson, and was also involved in the film's score. That same year, he also starred in the Vitaphone film musicals Sunny and Spring is Here. On August 7, 1935, with the Associated Press crediting actress Dolores Del Rio as matchmaker, Gray married Mexican former actress Maria Luisa Figueroa. Shortly thereafter, they relocated permanently to Mexico City. The marriage produced no children. Gray died in Mexico City. George M. Humphrey. He was born in March 1890 and he died in January 1970. His age was 79 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was stroke. George M. Humphrey was a prominent businessman and politician who served as Secretary of the Treasury under President Eisenhower, influencing economic policy during the 1950s. After practicing law in Michigan for 5 years with his father's firm, he accepted a position as general counsel with steel manufacturer M.A. Hanna Company in 1917. That association lasted 35 years and included his ascension to company president in 1929. He served as chairman of the Business Council, then known as the Business Advisory Council for the United States Department of Commerce in 1946. Following Dwight Eisenhower's election to the presidency in 1952, Humphrey was recommended by close advisor General Lucius D. Clay, who had worked with corporate magnate regarding post-war plans in Germany As Secretary of the Treasury in the first Republican administration in 20 years, Humphrey was one of the most influential of President Eisenhower's cabinet members. Eisenhower was once quoted as saying, "When George speaks, we all listen." Cyril Fagan. He was born in May 1896 and he died in January 1970. His age was 73 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. Cyril Fagan was an influential astrologer, credited with reviving interest in sidereal astrology in the Western world. Born in Dublin, Ireland, he was an Irish astrologer generally considered the father, alongside Donald A. Bradley, the mother of the Western sidereal astrology. He is the creator, with American astrologer Bradley, of the Fagan-Bradley Ayanamsha. He died in Tucson, Arizona, United States. His books include Astrological Origins, Zodiac's Old and New St. Paul in 1971, Fixed Zodiac Ephemeris for 1948, a premiere of the Sidereal Zodiac, Zodiac's Old and New in 1950. Roscoe Carnes. He was born in September 1891 and he died in February 1970. His age was 78 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. Roscoe Carnes was an American actor who appeared in nearly 150 films between 1915 and 1964. He specialized in clinical wise, cracking and often tipsy characters, and his rapid-fire delivery enlivened many comedies and crime thrillers in the 1930s and 1940s. Carnes began acting with a San Diego stock company when he was still in high school. "I never earned a dime outside of show business. I can't even claim having a newspaper route." As a kid, he claimed, though he appeared in numerous silent films, such as Wings and Beggars of Life, his career didn't really take off until sound arrived. Arguably, his best-known film role was the annoying bus passenger, Oscar Shapley, who tries to pick up Claudette Colbert in the Oscar-winning comedy It Happened One Night in 1934, quickly followed by one of his best performances as the boozy press agent Owen O'Malley in Howard Hawks' 20th Century. His final film was another Hawks comedy, Man's Favorite Sport, in 1964. Abe Attell. He was born in February 1884 and he died in February 1970. His age was 86 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. Abe Attell was an American boxer who became known for his record-setting 6-year consecutive reign as world featherweight champion from 1906 to 1912, and his nearly consecutive 10-year reign starting in 1902, said to be a friend of the gangster Arnold Rothstein. Attell was charged with game fixing in the Black Sox scandal in 1919, but the charges were dismissed before trial. He also was suspected of other infractions, including fixing fights and using drugs during a fight. His mother, who strongly opposed his boxing, later became one of his staunchest supporters, betting on him to win. After winning 10 fights in a row by knockout, Attell moved to Denver, Colorado. At the age 18, he fought George Dixon and beat him in a 15-round decision after having drawn with him twice before. In 1933, he beat Johnny Reagan in a 20-round decision to claim the previously vacated featherweight title 1 year after young Corbett II vacated. Attell successfully defended his title 22 times between 1906 and 1912, which to this day remains a division record. Lee W. Stanley. He was born in May 1885 and he died in February 1970. His age was 84 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. Lee W. Stanley was an American cartoonist. He is best known for his long-running syndicated gag panel, The Old Hometown, featuring small-town and hillbilly type characters, which he drew for more than 30 years with his wife Harriet. Stanley started out as an editorial cartoonist beginning in 1903. The Old Hometown, originally syndicated by the Central Press Association and later by King Features Syndicate, ran from January 3, 1923 until Stanley's retirement in 1966. Thanks for watching the video. Please don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Have a nice day.